Everyone is assembling in. They're all filing in now for the presentation. Everyone's filing in. Richard White is here. Awesome. I don't believe it.
I just muted the display. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually wondering what I should do here.
Esteemed CEO of WiseTech Global is here. Presentation will begin shortly. Thank you for joining us. Let me know this if possible. Talk about generators. Oh, you want to keep the end? You want to hold this or? There you go.
Thank you. Supposed to put this somewhere?
Yep, like that. There you go.
Thank you very I think those 3 chairs are reserved for you. Yes. Can you put the lights up until we start the award ceremony? Thank you. All right. I hope you had an enjoyable day. All of you, not just one or two. So it was nice. Everyone was good. I think we have a nice programming problem challenge. Some of you did very well. Some of you need to come next year to improve a little bit, right? So we are just starting. As you know, this is our first time to hold a regional final in that format, and we hope it's not going to be the last. And we do our best not to make it the last. But before we start anything, it's a tradition in Australia for the Australians, maybe I don't know about New Zealand do this or not, is to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land. And for that, I would like to acknowledge, pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting today and where University of New South Wales stands, the people of Eora Nation, I hope I'm spelling it correctly, and especially we would like to pay respect to the knowledge embedded forever within the Aboriginal custodianship of this country. This is probably the formal thing, but to me it's more than a formal thing. Of course, those who know me, I'm not an Aborigine. I am not an Australian born. I came here approximately 20 years ago. It seems I fit here properly better than anywhere else. In spite of I lived in about 5 countries. But it seems like I fit in this place better than somewhere else. Something in this country that I fit in with somehow. And so we had a good time, raised a good of children, did a lot of activities. But respect for the Aboriginal knowledge of the country. That's a very strange and interesting word, considering that there is not many Aborigines around. But I think it implies something, which is respect for our elders and their knowledge. And this is something that I'm going to keep harping on today, even if some of you who are veterans of this affairs of the ICPC ACM programming competition are accustomed to when and or if they go to the World Finals, where we have a long ceremony to acknowledge the contributions of our elders. And some people may make fun of it, but I think it's important. And I'm going to go through this in stages. It doesn't matter whether you yawn or not, if you nod or not, but I'm going to keep stressing how important the fact that your achievements today, your achievements that brought you here today, is not just out of your own being great. That's building up on top of a lot of activities, a lot of people, and I'm going to go through that in great detail. I don't care how long it takes, and don't care whether the food gets cold or not. We are going to go through it because it's very important. But so where I'm going to start this by asking the South Pacific Regional Director to come and thank and acknowledge the contributions of one of the people that I have a great respect for, and a person who have contributed to this region in many, many ways, and for a long period of time, before I even know that there was something called ICPC programming competition. And for that, I would like to introduce Raymond, our regional director. I'm not finished introducing you. That's going to take a long time too. Who is our founding regional director. She started this region. She shepherded through hard times and made it what it is now. Of course, one of her great achievements, it's that she managed to put a lot of people together in spite of their differences, in spite of the friction that sometimes between them. She managed to massage everything, smooth everything, and get us where we are now, and where we hope we continue to grow as we seem to be shifting into a different phase of this region. Ability to actually act like a community, not as a bunch of people who meet or interact one day a year, and then they go back to whatever they were doing again. So with that, I would like to introduce Raywin, who doesn't need any introduction to most of you, but so it's leave the floor to you.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Right.
I'm
But
used to
no, this is for the,
sorry. Yes.
you're going to be famous. Beyond what you are famous for. I think it's on. Yeah.
Do I have to clip it on?
No, it's down.
Okay. Thank you. So it's really interesting when you start as a volunteer. You never know where it's going to end up, and you never know who you're going to work with. And one of the things for me when I started the programming contest was that it put me in contact with great minds and great people that I would otherwise not have met, and a lot of them became my friends as a consequence of our working together. And I'm not going to tell you how many years I've been involved in this because it's just far too many. But over the years, I've met a lot of people who have given so much of their time to make this happen for the contestants, for you guys here today, right? Now you think, what makes a person do that? We've only got limited spare time, right? Why would I spend hours trying to put a problem set together and testing and doing it for people I don't even know, right? And what is it that gives them the bug that does that? And of course, it's the challenge, it's the experience that they get, it's the community that we build together. And we couldn't do this without any one of us in this room, because this seriously is a team effort. We all do our little bits, and the little bits add up to a big thing that have brought you here today. And, you know, there's 39 contestants here, and I don't think I'm wrong when I say for every one contestant, there's been at least 2 volunteers today to bring you here. You just think about those odds. I think you have a lot to be grateful for. But we do it so willingly because we're giving you the opportunity to really exceed at programming and to represent, first of all, your universities to come here, and now your country and your universities if you go to the World Finals. So the person who's actually been involved in a very long time for this is we call this distinguished service. Right? So the person I want to acknowledge today is going to receive this really very small plaque, but I hope it would be on their desk because you know, it's a bit hard to do with it. And what I'm going to do is also present this person with one of these at their university so that the university can also see how much this person has contributed to this community. Along with this plaque, because you might say, well, who wants a plaque? It's kind of like sometimes who wants a t-shirt, but who wants a plaque? He actually gets a trip to the World Finals. And next year, as you know, the World Finals are in Morocco. So I'd like to acknowledge here Michael Dineen from Auckland University, or the University of Auckland. Which do we call it, Michael? I'm sorry, Michael Lennon. I'm sorry, it's called the Michael Dineen Award to Michael. I've got it all around the wrong way now. I'm sorry. Michael Dineen, please come up. I would like to present you with the Michael Lennon Award for Distinguished Service. Thank you. So, it's all yours. And also in Morocco. Would you like to say something?
Okay. Thanks for everybody that's participated and helped me. I've been here actually a long time, like Raven said. Shouldn't say the years.
Go on, how many years? No, you can say the years.
At least 17 years, I think, right?
Probably.
With you, yes.
Probably.
Pretty funny. It's kind of silly. Strangers more. But hope everybody does well in the future, and I do appreciate the new format that Hossam and Raymond has established here for the festival.
All right. So sorry. Thank you, Michael. So my confusion with the Michaels is because I worked with another Michael who was our head judge for many years, and he died of cancer, very sadly, just after one of our contests. And this award is actually named after him. So it is Michael Lennon Award, Distinguished Service to Michael Dineen. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Ray. Now, you're here because you qualified as one of the top 4 universities in your division. Each one of you, I hate to say this word, every one of you is a champion. But you are. You have succeeded. You have qualified here because you proved that you're good. And you came here hoping to achieve better. And you were going to go to do more. And all of you did all right. All right? Now, not everyone can win. Not everyone will qualify to the next one. But the important thing is that you came and you tried, and you're going to go back to where you are, and you're going to come back here next year to try again and try to do better. Not better than anyone else, but better than what you have done this year. That's the important part. And eventually, you will reach your full potential. So, regardless of what you have done, I really look forward to seeing all of you. And if we can, maybe we'll have more of you. So we can see you and we see more of other people. All right? Now, but you being here is building in a lot of effort. When you're sitting in front of this terminal, someone has set up this system that allowed us to comfortably say that we have a fair competition because there is no interference from anyone else. And for that, I would like to thank the group that started this and the chain of people that produce the system that you have. And I'm going to mention them one at a time. First, the group from Western Australia last year started the idea that based on some dream of somebody, can we have a unified system where everyone is doing exactly the same environment? Tim French, who is not with us here because he's enjoying his time in France. There's no relation, I think. He's on a study leave in France. But we have the honor of having Rowan Davies here. And he was not alone doing this. He has a student, James Hale, trying him. And he developed a system. And the system is transferred. And that system arrived at Sydney University because you were hosting the division in Sydney. Greg Ryan took the system and created a suitable system for himself. And that system got transferred to us. I didn't know what to do with it. So I had to go to another Craig Howie here, who is in our computer system staff, who have taken it, set it up, I don't know how, but he set it up so that you can sit down, click a button, and off you go. You have a good system to work with. There is no hitches. All the information you need is there. Now, that's a great cooperation between people who have actually, some of them have never met each other. But they all worked through this to get their knowledge to help you. All right? But that was not enough. We needed a judging system. And we have a judging system that I do not really want to talk about before, but we were uncomfortable with. We have a problem with. And then we had the luxury of having one person who kept pushing the idea that we have to have something better, and I have one. So we had Richard Lobb from Canterbury, from Christchurch, or whatever left of it. Who kept saying, we must have this strange thing called Dom Judge, which I thought is some kind of a church or something that we must use. It is a great thing. I use it for my students. And of course, me being the ultimate conservative when it comes to any new thing, I kept saying, no, I cannot trust this system because what happens if it crashes and everything is going to fall apart. So we have Michael Deneen stepping in and saying, okay, I'm going to provide the hot backup. And now we have a ZomJudge system that we can count on. But I can't install these systems. I don't know where to start. So I had to depend on the knowledge of someone else. Malcolm Corney here, who said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about these complicated things. There is this thing called ZomJudge Live. And I could just plop it on some virtual machine and it will work. Amazingly enough, it worked. I don't know still how, but I actually installed it. So that's amazingly, it must be a fantastic system. And we have this fantastic system that we have here, right? So you can see that we have all these people who have been given the option or the opportunity to learn. They didn't keep it to themselves. They returned it back to you, giving you the opportunity to be here. And what I hope with all this preaching, which I kept doing to my students until they had to leave the university, is it's important. Opportunities that you have, learn from them and transfer them back. Next generation has to learn from the previous one and can to build on top of it. Otherwise, we're just going to stagnate and stay where we are. So I hope that this is the case for you as you get older. Some of you will be academics, some will be in industry, and you have to give back to the next generation so it grows up better and provide furthermore. But that was not enough. We needed someone to provide you a challenge, or in other words, torture you for about 5 hours. And we had no problem getting those volunteers. So for those people, I have been developing problems for this regional contests since 2006 or 5, I think, I'm not sure, a long time ago. And I have effectively worked alone, and it was a painful exercise. And then started to branch out a little bit and ask other people, maybe, can you give me a problem? And maybe, can you give me a problem? And so on. And then eventually realized that actually there's a lot of group of people here who are very competent, can solve problems, can challenge problems with problems. And finally, when come to this conference where I have the time to do organize it, I hold the programming itself, had to depend on this community. And they rose to a level would never have imagined. Yesterday, I called a meeting to the judging committee thinking, well, we have a problem set and we'll tinker with it. But, well, we kept tinkering for about 12 hours and until you have this problem set that's sitting in front of you. Those people, especially, I would like to acknowledge one at a time. Malcolm Corney. Sorry. Walter Gutten. Yevgeny, and I can't remember your last name. I know him very well by Yevgeny, but I can't remember the last name. It's very difficult for me to pronounce Russian names. Sergeyev. Yevgeny Sergeyev. Richard Lobb. And I know I'm missing someone else. Darcy, here is Darcy. Please come in. And Michael Deneen. Now, Michael Deneen is coming up again. I don't know in how many capacities he can. Those people are responsible for the programming set that challenges you today. It's the people who are set out to say, someone taught me computer science, someone taught me how to problem solve, and those people have providing you with this opportunity. They were not trying to really challenge you or torture you. They were trying to teach you how to problem solve through those challenges. And please come here. So I would like to acknowledge them and to thank them and to repeat what they have done. Take all what's provided and provide it back. Remember that for the rest of your life. For you, I am also grateful because without you and without what happened last night, I think Walter described it perfectly, would have been called the Hossam's chaos. And I acknowledge that. So I would like to thank you for myself, and I would like to thank you for all what you have done for them. Thank you very much. Finally, there is another side that has to be thanked. Not everything goes smoothly without people contributing in different ways. You had a nice trip here, hopefully, especially except for those people who arrived at 2 o'clock in the morning somewhere. You have nice T-shirts that you're going to hopefully wear proudly for a long time. Now, this was not done out of thin air. It was done, contributed by a lot of people who have organized this and provide you with an experience to see a good example of high tech, born in Australia, developed in Australia, and provides back to Australian students and or South Pacific region students so that they can advance. And for that, I would like to acknowledge the people who have actually, or at least the tip of the people that I have thanked, that I have seen, and that's Adelie. Adelie, if you can come here, please, have effectively organized everything on behalf of the, at least that's what I think, because she's the only one who kept telling me what to do.
Tells me too.
She's the one who have actually managed to make all the things that you have seen in WiseTech Global and all the things that you have enjoyed here possible, because she has organized a lot of things, even if you have never heard of her before. But she did that as a support for you. And I hope that you remember that and provide it back. Thank you, Adelie. Thank you. And finally, this comes the last person that I would like to thank, and that is Richard White, the CEO of WiseTech Global. Without his general interest in the quality of quality students and how to improve the quality of the students in many shapes or form, even if he is actually supporting competitive universities, that he has made this possible, has made it possible that you come here together, come here to organize, to attend this meeting and see where you can go from there. Come here and meet people from different parts of Australia and New Zealand, and hopefully next time maybe Fiji. That is something that a great experience you should have, and you earned, and you should build on. Don't go away and say, well, oh, that's what nice people I met, and well, forget about them. Keep the relations. One day, you may be CEO together of a company. Never tell. But it's all about knowing people, expanding your network, get to know what can you do and where is your limit. With that, I would like to introduce Richard White. But before I allow him to speak, yeah, please. Before I allow him to speak, our regional director would like to present something.
So it's really awkward when you have someone who's very generous supporting you to say, well, actually, how can you thank them and give them some thanks or words, right? And I'm sure I'm going to say to Richard, thank you, and he's going to hear that. But can I give him anything tangible for him to take away? And we didn't really know what to do, and it's not the most creative award that I'm able to give you, but it is an award and it is recognition of how much we appreciate what you have done for us. So, ACM Programming Contest, WiseTech Global, thank you for your wonderful sponsorship and appreciation. Hate this part. Thank you, Phil.
Richard.
Oh, I'll be fine. I think I've got a loud enough
I
voice
think-
for that in my.
I
Oh, you
think
need to
this is
record it.
full.
Oh, okay, fine. Sorry, I'll do the electronics then. Did that do?
Thank you.
Okay. I thought it was for amplification. It's actually for recording. If you go to our credo on our webpage, it says in the second last paragraph, as I recall it, we stand on the shoulders of the others that have led us here, and we owe them our dedication. Now, these contests are actually a very powerful thing. They give you an opportunity to stress test your skills and to aim at a target and to grow your ability. And I know that from the experience that I've had with many, many people and my own experience, talent is not a born thing. You don't get born with skills. You build them one brick at a time by the effort and by the passion that you put into the work that you do. And every one of you has the potential to go very far and do many very important and very rewarding things. Now, people think that it's luck, and I've got to tell you, it's not luck. People think that it's some sort of innate ability, and I've got to tell you that it's not that. It's what you do with yourselves. It's where you aim. It's how you build your careers. You're very lucky. You have started a career in an area of business, in an area of technology, which is incredibly interesting, enormously fun, and incredibly rewarding all at the same time. I work with many people who are incredibly passionate and who come to work because they love to come to work, not because they're paid. That happens too. We like to think that we can pay very well, but we actually do things because we want to do things. We want to change the world. In our own way, we focus on logistics execution. We will have to have a focus. We'll have to have something we're working for. But the passion that you put into your development, whatever career that's going to be, using the technologies that you have around you, advancing through the many phases of technology as it grows, focusing on how you can be better all the time, how you can push yourself, stress yourself, push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you keep working hard on your own skills and you push yourself out of your comfort zone and you try hard and you always try to do better than yourself, you'll be incredibly well rewarded. You'll be very, very skilled, and you'll always be able to enjoy what you're doing because it will be a passion. Now, I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this arrangement. I think it was mentioned that we sponsor another university. I'd like to point out that we sponsor a number of universities where, for those of you that heard me talk yesterday, I talked about being agnostic on technology. I'm agnostic on universities as well. We do sponsor the NCSS, and clearly, and we do sponsor a number of things at UTS, and we now sponsor things at UNSW as well. And we would like to engage further with UNSW. We'd like to find ways of doing that better. My company is a very successful business, and it's global, and it's growing very rapidly, and we've got a lot of opportunity to give back. I think it's our responsibility to feed back into the community that enabled us to flourish. Just because we're global and and a corporation doesn't mean that we can't have empathy, we can't have heart, and we can't help lift other people up. So we reach right back into high schools. Adele, who is developing the next generation of programmers right there in her belly, is responsible for engagement right down to the high school level. Right now, today, it's school holidays in New South Wales. We have a number of people working for us, and one of them, Tegan, who's been employed in this school holidays, actually paid since the end of year 9. We have a couple of high school graduates who are either part-time or full-time at university and working for us. We have a lot of undergraduates working for us, and we have obviously got a lot of graduates working for us. We believe that sponsoring these sort of contests, sponsoring scholarships, helping people with industry placements, reaching into high school, talking at the big day in for the Australian Computer Society, talking to our politicians when they'll actually listen, doing anything else we can to help the environment that we grow up in, that our children grow up in, that the next generation goes into. These are fundamentally important things that we need to do, because it's not about whether we're a successful business and whether we're profitable and whether we're growing. It's whether we can influence the rest of the environment that we're in to create larger and better effects in the long term. And I would invite you to think about that cause as well. So if you are going to be talented and develop and be passionate and have a great career and have a rewarding career and do well economically and from a happiness point of view, you need to turn yourself back to the community that created you, the people whose shoulders you stood on, and take the mantle and do the next thing, which is to help the next generation of people along. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate the opportunity to sponsor.
Thank you, Richard. I guess now you probably are interested in food. So it's sitting there, I think. But I will hold you up back a little bit here, because you probably want to hear what happened. In the last hour, the score was frozen. You can only see blue squares popping up whenever someone submits, but you have no idea what is the result of that submission was. So you may know your score, but you do not know what happened. So for that, we would like to tell you, but of course we have to annoy you a little bit, so we're going to tell you a little bit at a time. So, and with that, I'm going to try to commentate on whatever is going to be displayed on the score, on the display here by Darcy and Craig, but it may run a little bit too fast. So so let's go. Let's proceed. Let's see what happens. This is the scoreboard, I believe, when it becomes alive, when it warms up. It will start with the score as you have seen it at 4 hours after the start of the competition.
While we're waiting for the bulb collider, you'll notice on the scoreboard once it comes up here that blue is actually yellow.
All right, so let me explain what this is. This is a scoreboard, as you may remember, that we have 13 teams. And at that time, we have green means submission that was accepted. Red is a submission that was not accepted, and for whatever reason. And the yellow is submission that we don't know what happened to it. So what we're going to start now, of course, Otago, sorry, you're not here.
What about the 13th team?
That's the 13th team's Otago, which is down there. So I can see, obviously, they have submitted problem 1 and submitted thank you, and which is problem A and problem D in the last hour. So maybe you can tell us, Darcy, what happened to these submissions. Oh, that was no good. That was no good. So, so that's where these staying there. Now, what's happening with University of Auckland? Not good. It's not good. All right. Now, University of Queensland didn't do anything in the last hour, so we go to Canterbury. No good. No good. Oh, that's not exciting. So, University of Adelaide. Oh, no good. University of Western Australia. Like, one problem, so they have moved up. Monash University, oh, that's not good. University of Tasmania, oh, not good. Oh, 6. Now, University of Western Australia, if you can turn the lights on, please, did not, Richard, if I may have to ask you to come here, please. University of Western Australia, the second team, Dykstra, on Bikestras. Can you please wheel yourself up here? the three of you, please. So, as I mentioned before, you have come here. You have solved 4 problems. Well done. The problem set was hard. And of course, it has this scary geometry all over it. So for that, we would like to provide you with a little prize for coming in the 6th position. And if you would like to have a picture with Richard. Oh, oh dear. Thank you.
A lot of effects are free.
Maybe you can stay here.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we'll keep going with this. So now in 5th position is University of Sydney, and they have 3 submissions. Oh, still get accepted, didn't get accepted, didn't get accepted. So they stayed in the 5th position. So please come here in front, because we also have a small prize for each of you.
I should say Joel can't be here because he was not feeling well.
Yes, I understand that. So you can give it to him then. Congratulations. Congratulations. So. All right. All right, so we'll go back to the scoreboard and see what University of New South Wales, they have 2 submissions. What happens? That's no good. That got accepted, and off we go. Now, 4th position, University of Waikato. Well, they didn't submit anything in the last hour, so that's where they stay in position number 4. So can you please come here? The team will appreciate if you come here. And, silly of me. Just before you go, so this is.
So there you go. Certificates.
And Bill, the coach, we should never forget what coaches do. Please come here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Now we coming to number 3, University of Western Australia again, Mickelback. Well, 3 problems, submissions. That's accepted, did not get accepted, did not get accepted. So, well, they stay in the 3rd position. Can you please come in? And Rowan, please. And Richard.
Oh yeah, picking up the guys. Thank you. Yeah.
And Richard.
Oh, more.
There's more.
Envelopes.
I'm running out of time.
We're gonna, oh yeah, you've been elevated. There's a bit of an administrative error here.
So thank you.
Second.
All right. So you have.
My face on.
So did you have? You have it. Thank you very much. I guess there is not much excitement in the second position because we know what University of New South Wales is. It's number 2. So please come in here. Yeah. It's 4 again.
And the list of envelopes. Okay, let's try to do that in sequence. Hold one hand out. 1, 2, 3. Well done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well done. Well done. There's another envelope.
No, that's it. It's the prizes for assistance. Well,
Congratulations.
congratulations. Thank you. I guess we know what the first position is. Australian National University, but it would be interesting to know how many problems did they solve. Is it only 5, or is it 6, or is it 7? So, can we go on? Oh. Oh, well done. We have our winners with 6 problems. So, please come on up. Is only your coach is not here, so
Okay.
somewhere. I think one of the people on the second team has a first team envelope. which can make a little bit of a difference.
Okay. All right. So trophy. And envelope. Thank you. Well done. Trophy, envelope, and certificate. Okay. Well done. Yeah. Well done.
And you may want to take this to your coach. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Thank you so much, Richard. So I have one thing last to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 6. From number 1 to number 6, there's only 2 problem solved difference. That's not very much. I haven't seen such a tight contest before in our region. It's reasonably very tight. And even if you go down to number 8, there's only 3 problem difference. On a different day, someone else could have been in number 1. Maybe next year, you could be that one. So I suggest that you work a little bit hard so that next year, when you come here, you can be number 1. Now, being number 1 or number 2 or number 3 is something special about those 3 people this year. They are going to go on a long trip, which means they have to get a visa, which means that they have to find money to travel. But they're going to go to Marrakesh in May to compete, represent our team in the World Finals. Congratulations. I just hope that you use this time wisely, work very hard. You can sleep after 6 months later, it passes away. But you have to work very hard, as Richard says. If you have to put the effort in so that you can achieve. If you don't put the effort in, it doesn't matter how much talented you are, You're wasting that talent. You have a talent, you're already ready, let's push on it. And make our region stand proudly next year. We would like to have someone from the South Pacific region standing up on a podium in the World Finals, no pressure whatsoever, hopefully carrying the World Cup and bringing it back here. So good luck, work hard, and hope that when next time we will have this regional finals here, we will be having the World Cup trophy sitting here. Well, you just have to beat the Russians and Chinese and the Europeans. But that's not a difficult thing to do. I mean, all right. So good luck. Good wishes to all of those three teams, and hope that all of you will come back next year. Who knows what's happening in 2016 can be more exotic. I don't know what can that be, but it is, who knows. With that, I would like to thank you very much. I hope that you have enjoyed those 2 days, and I hope that you will enjoy whatever is left of the day, activities here, and have a nice trip and safe trip home. Thank you very much.
So this, Hussam and his program was the end of this, and we were going to have dinner. Well, I'm going to say now that dinner's going to get a little bit cold. Dinner's going to get a little bit cold because Miriam, could you just come this way, please, for us? Now, while she's getting here, let me just give you a small explanation. We've had a dream of, first of all, getting more teams to the World Finals. And we've had a dream of doing 2 tiers in this region for some time. It was my dream. The first time I mentioned it, no, we can't manage that. Okay, step back, Raywin. You're being pushy. Don't make it happen. Can't make it happen. Don't have the volunteers to make it happen. I mentioned it again, and people warmed up to the idea a little bit. And then what happened was that one of our volunteer community grabbed the idea and made it happen. And that person is Hussam. So the fact that you are here today is down to him. Primarily him. Although there's a team of people, as you've been introduced to, who have made this happen, Hussam has organised your accommodation. He and Miriam, his wife, all right, this is a family community thing. Miriam has organised all the food and supported Hussam and anything else that he needed to have done. Is that right? What else have you done? Because we don't hear about these things, right? Because as volunteers, we just do whatever is required. Miriam, what other roles have you played?
I've been a good listener.
Very important. So, you know, so the accommodation, the food, the transport, the invitations, working with the sponsors, working with the technicians here, getting the rooms booked, you know, getting access to the building. You know, there's a myriad of things that you have to take care of when you're organising an event, and it's down to Hussam and, of course, behind every good man is a good woman, Miriam. So Miriam, I'd just like to say thank you very much, and I would like you to accept this on behalf of the team. Thank you very much for all that you have done. Oh, that's very, very kind. Thank you very much. My pleasure. My pleasure. Always with the eye on the next job that needs to be done, right? She's a very good role model. Thank you, Miriam. Another plaque that I had made was for Business Events Sydney. So what happened was a little while ago, we had someone planted the idea of doing a little more work here in Sydney and having the youth people come here. And Business Events Sydney worked with us to actually just show us what was possible. And so the fact that you are here in Sydney is down to Business Events Sydney. And although they can't be here to accept the plaque, here it is. In absentia, let's give them a round of applause. And the third group, of course, is the University of New South Wales, who have hosted us here, right? They've let us use all their equipment and their staff and welcomed us here. And I would like the University of New South Wales staff that are here, please, to come up and accept this. So we have 3 of you, 2 of you. And Hussam.
No, I am.
No. So
They have done all the work.
they've done all the work. They've kept it all going. So thank you very much, guys. It's much appreciated. Thank you. And yeah, we have a photo. We're doing another one. And I don't mind whose office that sits in. Own it. Own it. All right. And I had to hide this one. Excuse me. All right. So this is a gourmet gift box. And this is for Hassam. Here, here. Hassam. Thank you. I hope he enjoys every little morsel of food that's in there, because there's not enough to express what he's done to have you guys here today and yesterday and next year. So let's hear it again for Sam, please.
Thank you, Raymond. I was hoping to start the diet tomorrow. So I'm going to do a tradition in our family. I remember my aunt, every time we go out and we sort of like, aren't you supposed to be on a diet? And she says, this sweet? No, I'm going to start the diet tomorrow. So I'm going to start the diet in November. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hassam. All right. So I have one last thing to say. For some of you, this is your last competition, all right, because you're now no longer eligible. We really welcome you to our contest community in whatever capacity you would like to offer yourselves, all right? Whether you would like to volunteer at your sites, whether you would like to contribute to the problem set, whether that's writing a problem, whether that's solving some problems, whatever, right? But we will really welcome you to that. Doesn't matter. Don't think age and ability. It's whatever you think you've got to offer, we'll find a place for you somewhere. But be careful, because I do like to put, well, Darcy is our last person who volunteered something, and he's now such an integral part in just a few months because he is so willing and so capable. We just say, whatever you've got to offer, thank you very much, we'll take it. So I would like to say that to you, and I've just one little thing is that because Hassam has done this at a regional level now, we've had our third place at the finals. So actually, you guys, all right, this is the man whose feet you must bow at. Because if he hadn't done this work, we wouldn't have had those three teams, all right? So true opportunity, and we're so pleased to do it for you. And the only thing that we ask you now is that you perform really well at the finals, because it's very easy to think, well, I've won this regional contest now, I must be quite good. All right, I'm going to go to the finals, but remember, everyone's thinking that. So take some personal responsibility and accountability and be the very best you can be when you get to that world final. Thank you, people. Enjoy dinner.
I don't know what's gone wrong here. There doesn't seem to be anything left, but I'm not going to stand there and let that happen. So I would just like to, I don't like public speaking much, but somebody's got to say something to Raywin, who's been spearheading this operation long before I came on board. In fact, I shouldn't say how long, really, should I, Raywin? Oh, yeah. But Raywin has been the inspiration for the whole South Pacific region. She's been the contest director for years and years. And so much of this is due to Raywin's energy and inspiration. Well, no, it's too late now, Hassam. I'm about to finish. I would just like to say 3 cheers for Raywin, please. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh wait, guys, hang on.
Your face went up. I mean, I was a little disappointed.
There it is.
Now we're gonna have we get just review.
Yeah, you got stuff.
Oh, we're gonna come on.
Yeah,
We'll be sitting here like, oh, well, what are you presenting us this week?
Yeah.
Want to get a quick picture all together? Really sit. Push together.
And thus concludes all of the broadcasted proceedings of the 2014 South Pacific Regional Final. I'm sure you found it a most exciting event. Hope to see you all again next year. But for me, for now, it's good night and farewell.